let's get right into the NFL. They released the official schedule for the 2021-2022 season. And everybody got their little reactions. Everybody's got their little say about the NFL schedule. I got my little say too, so I might have to spit something a little bit about what I think. And listen, man, I'll just get right into it. I'll just look at the games that I'm looking forward to seeing for this upcoming season. There's some, there's some that are really, God, they draw my eye, they draw my attention. Eyes gotta be glued to the screen. I gotta drop everything I'm doing just to watch these games, just to see what's going on. There's a few. Oh, there's a few for sure. And week one, games I'm looking forward to. Vikings-Bengals, man. Vikings-Bengals, I'm looking forward to it. You might be asking, why the hell would I be looking forward to a Bengals game? I mean, come on, it's the Bengals. The Vikings weren't that good last year either. But here's the thing. Both of these teams look to improve on their season from last year, with the Vikings and their defense wanting to be improved or getting back to that old sense of style, that old defensive sense of style, as well as the Bengals getting their number one overall pick back in Joe Burrow. I mean, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice to get. Get your guy Joe Burrow. Get your man back in there slinging the rock. Took a pretty nasty knee injury last year. I think he tore his ACL and maybe in a few other ligaments against the Washington football team. And we want to see him back. We want to see what we're doing. So Vikings Bengals, want to see what's up with that. But you know the real reason. I'm not gonna fucking play with you. The real reason. The real reason I want to see Vikings Bengals. It's for Ja'Marr Chase versus Justin Jefferson. The LSU studs, the LSU prodigies coming into the NFL. It's Justin Jefferson's sophomore year. It's Ja'Marr Chase's rookie year. And Justin Jefferson already lit that shit up his rookie year. He already lit that shit up. All right? He already lit it up. He already lit it up real nice with 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns. But the thing is, Ja'Marr Chase was supposedly the better prospect coming out. And he still is the better prospect coming out of LSU. So, and the draft capital showed that as well. Jefferson was, right in the 20s range with his pick, but Ja'Marr Chase was a top 5 pick, man. It's a top 5 pick, so it'll be interesting to see. With Joey Burrow slinging the rock, and he's going to be slinging it to his guy and Ja'Marr Chase once again. He's going to be slinging it to him, man. And he's got it's the LSU rivalry with Joe and Ja'Marr, with Justin Jefferson on the other side. I mean, come on, man. How do you not glue your eyes to the TV for that one, man? How do you not? How do you not want to check this out? How do you not? I mean, I sure as hell want to check it out, man. Vikings Bengals. That should be a pretty good game, I don't know if there's gonna be a lot of great football, because these teams were both not that good last year. Maybe not a lot of great football, but hey, maybe we see some gritties here and there. Maybe we see some new celebrations from the LSU duo. I mean, come on. You gotta watch, man. You gotta watch. So, week 1, Vikings, Bengals. However, another game in week 1 that I could be looking forward to, am looking forward to, is a game that'll probably have a lot better football than the first game. Presumably have a lot better football. And that's the Browns versus the Chiefs. Oh, me, oh, my. The Browns, man. The Browns, they look good, man. They look good. I know it's just the off season, but they made some really fucking good moves. They made some really good moves. They had a really solid draft in getting Greg Newsome in the first round, corner out of Northwestern. They got Greg Newsome, and then they got Jeremiah Usukoromo, a.k.a. JOK, in the second round. Man, they're looking like they're building a squad, man. They're looking like they're building a squad out in Cleveland. They were really good last year. They're looking to improve. They gave the Chiefs, man. They gave them a lot of bump, man. They gave the Chiefs a lot of bump. They gave them a lot of run for their money last year. Came down to the last play in the playoffs. So Browns were very close, and I think this week 1, will be a very decent gauge. It'll be a very decent gauge of what kind of Browns we're getting this year. Are we getting the inconsistent Browns from 2 years prior? Or are we getting, the hot Browns that ended off the season last year and rode it all the way into the playoffs? So, what Browns are we getting? That's what we really want to see this game, to see if they're pretenders or they're contenders. Like, what are we working with? What are we working with here? What the fuck are we working with here? We already know the Chiefs are going to be, awesome. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, come on. You already know the Chiefs are going to be awesome. The Browns, we presume that they'll be very good. We presume they'll be on the Chiefs level with the team they have. I mean, the run game is solid. The line is solid. Fuck that. Elites. Run game elite. Line elite. Defense is getting there. And Baker's looking like he's getting more comfortable in the NFL. He's adapting a little bit more. He's starting to maximize his skill sets a little bit more. And you can thank that to Stefanski or whoever you want to thank it to. But, they look a little better. They look a little better. So Browns versus Chiefs. I think that'll be a pretty good game, man. I think that'll be a pretty good game. Good way to kick off the season. Pretty good way to kick off the NFL season. How can you not, man? How can you not? It's Browns Chiefs, baby. So Vikings Bengals, Browns Chiefs. Those are some week 1 matchups I'm looking forward to. Them. But let's jump all the way to week 3, because there was one that caught my eye in week 3, and that was the Buccaneers versus the Rams. Oh yeah. Buccaneers versus Rams, baby. Do I even need to say more? I mean, Tom Brady going into his second year in Tampa, wanting to get another Super Bowl. He wants another one. And the Rams traded for Matthew Stafford over the offseason. Ooh. Oh man. I mean, how can you not love them? How can you not have the hype for this team, man? I mean, Matthew Stafford's a beast. He was a beast his whole year in Detroit, might I add. He was a beast his whole career in Detroit. And he's going to the Rams, who have a significantly better team and significantly better coaching, so I don't know, man. This seems like a firework, man. This seems like fireworks. It seems like a firework just waiting to blow the fuck up and just drop shit on the NFL. I mean, Buccaneers versus Rams, man. I mean, this is really, we can get a gauge. It's similar to the Browns versus Chiefs. We can kind of get a gauge on how the Rams will play this year. But man, like 2 elite defenses, 2 great quarterbacks, and 2 pretty good, great coaching staff. So, I mean, how can you not love this game, man? It should be a real fucking chess match between these two. It should be a real chess match. I'm pretty sure McVay is still pretty salty about losing to Tom Brady in, I think it was 2018 Super Bowl, 2018, 2019, whatever year that was. I know McVay is pretty salty, man. I know he's got those clips of him remembering like fucking 40 plays. He's got the mind of an elephant. So yeah, you bet your ass he remembers that L. You bet your ass he remembers that loss in that low scoring game against Tom Brady. You know he remembers that. You know he does. He wants his get back. He wants his get right, and he wants it against Tom Brady. In week 3 against the Buccaneers, it should be a fantastic game, man. It should be a fantastic game. I really want to see what Matt Stafford can do in LA. I expect him to light shit up. Expect him to just say fuck you to Detroit and just ball out with the Rams. I expect fantastic things. From the Buccaneers versus Rams. That's week 3. And now we jump 2 weeks over to week 5. Because I saw something on week 5 that caught my eye. I saw something and I was like, all right. Let's see it. Bills versus Chiefs, week 5. Let's see what you got going on. Because last year, man, Josh Allen, he made that stride, man. He made that leap into that upper echelon of quarterbacks. He had a really, really good year, and I see no reason. I see no reason for him to at least sustain that level of production. Maybe not necessarily improve so much. He could, but maybe not necessarily improve so much. But on that level, on that level of like upper echelon of quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? And Bills versus Chiefs, it should be really good, man. It should be really good. Bills were close last year, and I think they played them twice last year. One time in the regular season in the worst weather you can imagine. I think it was snowing and raining and sleeting and hitting. I think there was some hail. I think there was tornado warnings, flood warnings. It was just a whole bunch of. It was the worst weather. It was just the worst weather in that game. In the regular season, and in the playoffs, Bills they got beat. They got beat. I'm pretty sure. So, we gotta see. We gotta see how the Bills are coming this year. We gotta see people like the Bills making a very big run, and I can understand why. I can understand why people got the Bills making a very, very big run this year. I can understand, but they're playing the Chiefs week 5. And Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes. Come on, man. What else do I need to say? What else do I need to say? It's just two great offenses going at it, man. Two great offenses going at it, and I really get to see what the Bills are bringing this year. They should bring a lot, but I really get to see. What are they bringing? You got to bring against the Chiefs, man. You got to bring it every time. So that's week 5. Bills versus Chiefs. And then in week 6, another game that I'm looking forward to is the Browns versus Cardinals. Surprisingly, Browns versus Cardinals. I'm interested to watch that. I'm interested to see the 2 number 1 overall picks from Oklahoma go at it. I'm interested, man. I'm interested to see Kyler K1 Murray, quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals, versus the number 1 overall pick in Baker Mayfield. Both went to Oklahoma. Both, are a little bit on the shorter side. You know what I'm saying? They're a little bit on the shorter side of the quarterbacks, but they're still eating though. Both of them are still eating. Kyler Murray looking to improve from a very, very great, impressive sophomore season. Looking to improve on that even some more. And Baker's looking to solidify himself as a pretty good passer in this league. So I need to see it. I need to see this number 1 duel, man. The number 1 duels. You know how they get down, man. Browns Bengals last year was pretty decent with Joe Burrow, number 1 overall pick, and Baker Mayfield. So it was pretty solid, man. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty solid. There was some pretty solid stuff we had going on last year, and then this year, both teams expecting to make the playoffs. Expecting to, improve from last year. Seems like both teams got a little bit better. Cardinals made some additions, with J.J. Watt and A.J. Green, even though I think he's a little washed, but hey, that's just my opinion. And, they picked up the Zaven Collins kid out of Tulsa, and if he can ball out, what I'm saying, that defense is looking a little improved. It's looking a little improved, so yeah, Browns versus Cardinals, man, that's week 6. I gotta tune in. I straight up gotta tune in, man. I gotta tune in. Number 1 overall picks going at it. Come on, how can you not love that? How can you not love that? Oklahoma quarterbacks too, man. That's week 6. That's something I'm looking forward to. Surprisingly, a game I'm not looking that forward to. Maybe I'm wrong, but the opening game, Tampa Bay versus Dallas. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be close. I'm going to be straight 100% honest. I don't know if it's going to be close. Tampa Bay in the opener against Dallas. Dallas has to bring it, man. Dallas really has to bring it, but I don't know. I think they did Dallas a little bit dirty with that week 1 opening. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Maybe Dallas has improved. Maybe Dak coming back and they can put up a solid game. But I see a really difficult time believing it's gonna be a close game. I think the Buccaneers just gonna smash them. Be straight up. Be straight up. I think they're gonna smash them. I think they're gonna smash them. So, not really a game I'm looking out for. To me, it's the first game, so obviously I'm gonna watch it. But it's kind of like the Chiefs Texans last year, where it's like, Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. Maybe it'd be a good game, and then you find out the Texans are just not good. They have Deshaun, but they're just not good, and just I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it's a good game. And another thing I wanted to gloss over was the strength of schedule, because I'm not gonna lie, I think it's bullshit. I think the strength of schedule, reaction, whatever, it's still a little bit bullshit. And why I think it's a little bit bullshit is because teams change over year. Or over the year, they change year over year. So teams that are good last year are not necessarily going to be good this year. They could be projected to be good, but they're not necessarily going to be good. So, for example, let's say I have the Steelers, the Packers, and the 49ers on my schedule versus a team that has the Jets, the fucking Saints, and the Rams, some shit like that. It's probably say, oh, I have the harder schedule, or the team that playing, the Steelers and all that shit, Packers and whatever, they have the harder schedule. But we don't know exactly what they're going to do next year. Guys could get hurt. Teams come out of nowhere. 49ers a couple of years ago just came out of nowhere and just shocked everybody. Browns last year took a really big step up. Just a couple teams this year that might take a really big step up, So it's kind of hard to just say, oh, they have a harder schedule than them objectively, because it's like, well, things change over the year. Guys get hurt. Teams that aren't projected to be good aren't as good. So it's like, strength of schedule is kind of a nice gauge to see what you're working with, what you're working with as the NFL team, what you're working with. And it's a nice gauge, but I don't really take too much meaning into it, because it's just like, come on. The Jets could be all worldly good. Now, it's unlikely, it's the Jets, but they could be all worldly good next year. The fucking Chargers could be a fucking 14-win team. You never know with this shit. You never know. Bills came out of nowhere last year. So, it's like, it's nice to talk about or whatever, just because we got something to talk about, but I don't really want to get into it that much, Who has the harder schedule, has the easier schedule, because it's all going to fucking change. All these defenses that were good last year, a lot of them just fucking fall by the wayside next year because it's hard to keep up with the defense. So, I don't know. I'm not going to keep putting not too much into the strength of schedule. Not too much. But, yeah, man. We're looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to seeing these games in the NFL. For sure.